You guys remember that one scene from Step Brothers?
Excuse me, everyone, if I could have your attention, please.
Well, that's kind of how I'm feeling right now, because I have made a decision that could be really, really good or really, really bad. Now, with my track record with sending books in to get graded, those comic book gods I spoke about before, that
Comic book gods.
but if there were, this would be a time where I would need them to look down upon me and smile and shine down those rays of luck and not do like they normally do and turn their backs and
Leave me standing there alone. In disappointment.
we're going to see what happens, because I've made the decision to send a book off that is already graded. Now, I know you guys watch all of our content, so you have to know by now my most recent acquisition was a 9.6 Walking Dead #1 first print in a PGX slab. Right? PGX. So I said when I purchased this, I was going to eventually send it off to be regraded, and obviously I'm going to go with CGC because they're the greatest. No, I'm going with CGC because all my other books are already graded by CGC, and I like it to be a uniform deal. I get my books graded to protect them, but also I like the way that they present when on display. And, you know, it keeps them more safe too, so it's kind of a good thing. Now, this book, this is a big book for me. This is the second most expensive book I have purchased. The only thing that I purchased that was more expensive than this book was the Hulk 181 right back there. So I'm kind of extremely nervous about this because the book could drop. It shouldn't, but the book could drop. And if it does, with what I have in it, I probably would still be okay because I got it for such a good deal. But if it bumps to a 9.8, which I really, really think it has a good shot at doing, and I'm not just trying to be one of those guys that just, you know, thinks all their books are great 9.8 candidates, but I mean, I've really, really, really looked this over as good as I can inside of a case. The only thing I see is just the regular bindery tears that happen during the manufacturing process, you know, rolling off the print, putting the books together. And I've got 9.8s behind me that have way worse ones than this 9.6 here. And that's the only thing I can think of that they took off for a 9.6 on this. And that usually only gets you on the 9.9 and the Gem Mint 10 grades. You know, you're not going to get those with the bindery tears, but you can get a 9.8 pretty easily if that's the only thing wrong with it. So hopefully this baby comes back at 9.8. That would be fantastic. That would make it worth quadruple what I have into it, which isn't like the biggest deal in the world, but you know, as a collector, it does make you feel pretty good to know that you paid this much for it and it's worth this much. You know, it makes you feel good. And you know, PGX, it's a 9.6, but it's still a PGX. And if something were to happen and I were to decide to sell this, I'd probably be better off just taking it out and selling it as a raw near mint plus, which I 100,000% believe it is, than I would in a 9.6 PGX case. That's just how I feel about it. Now I am sending this off via walkthrough, and walkthrough is usually reserved for books that are like over $3,000. If this hits a 9.8, it's gonna be there. But even if it doesn't, you know, I want to get it out and get it back quick. And right now their turnaround time's like 8 days. Last time I looked for a walkthrough, it may have changed by now, but it used to be like 24 hours. Now it's like 8 days, but it may be better now. I don't know. But you know, I'm so excited to have this book. You know, in my mind, The Walking Dead as a franchise coming out of comics has got to be like number 2 comic books franchise as far as an independent goes. It's got to be like number 2 on the list behind Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The popularity that it has gained through the television show. They have a Walker Stalker con in Atlanta. I know they have other Walking Dead cons all over the place. it's way bigger than just the comics at this point. And I know like Spawn is a big indie comic, and there's been some others, but you know, they're just though. I feel like books like Spawn, that franchise is really big for comic book collectors. But as far as like a franchise that has breached the walls and the barriers of just being, you know, loved by comic fans, The Walking Dead, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, those are like on their own level. And you know, I think Turtles is head and shoulders like way beyond anything else as far as an indie comic book that turned into a worldwide phenomenon of a franchise. But The Walking Dead, to me, I think it's number 2. So I'd love to hear you guys' comments on that. Let me know what you think. Don't beat me up too bad if I'm just overlooking something out there. But if you think that there's something else that would be a number 2 over The Walking Dead, I'd love to hear your comments on that and your, you know, what you think. I fell in love with the series when I started reading it through the deluxe reissues, and I decided I had to have a copy of issue number 1, and I was able to grab it. And now it is time for me to send this out. So, guys, let me know, what do you think? Is this the worst decision I could make with this book? Is it going to be something that you think is going to end up being a huge regret, or would you risk it to get the biscuit if you were me? I mean, what would you guys do? I know there's a lot of people that don't like doing the grading and slabbing of comics, and I totally understand that. But there's a big group of people that do. And while I don't have issues with CBCS, again, I want to keep it uniform. And I feel like with Nick doing CBCS and me doing CGC, it kind of gives you guys the best of both worlds, because you get to see both kinds of submissions on one channel, so you don't even have to watch anybody else, right? You just watch us, and we're gonna take care of all your wants and needs. No, but seriously, drop me a comment, guys. Let me know, what do you think about what I'm doing here? Is it something that I should think over? I mean, the book's probably gonna already be on its way by the time you guys see the video, but what would you do? I definitely would love to hear that. Love to see the comments, guys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out when I get this back, because it's either going to be yay, hooray, Dustin having a freaking flip out party opening when this comes back, or we could have another... I don't know, because I'm already preparing myself for disappointment when it comes to getting this back. You know, who knows? It could come back another 9.2. I don't know. But make sure you hit the subscribe button and have your notifications on so you don't miss when I get this guy back and do the unboxing. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. And as always, collect your way.